Hi everyone, my name is Shavondra. My website was about my life right now as well as what I'm going to be doing after college. Because I'll be going to law school after college, I felt that it would be a little difficult to be able to create a YouTube tutorial over going to law school. Instead, what I decided to do is create a tutorial over what I'm doing in my life right now, which is real estate. So if you stay tuned, I'll show you how to accurately tour a prospect, as well as insert their information and approve them. So just stay tuned. The first thing that we want to do as a leasing agent is to ensure that your office is open, clean, and that all trash is taken out, and the office is welcoming to any new prospect that is coming through the door. Once you have ensured that your office is open and clean, you'll then walk your property as well as make sure that the curb appeal is up to date. After you have checked for your curb appeal, you would then go to your unit and you will ensure that all units or model units are open, swept, and that all the lights and blinds are open, making it more welcoming for the prospect to walk through. After you completed this, you will then go back to the office to get ready to start your day. This here is going to be your guest card. We will use this for every new prospect who walks in the door. Once a prospect comes in, the first thing that you will do is stand and greet them. After you have greeted your prospect, you will invite them over and allow them to take a seat at your desk. This guest card will ensure that we don't miss any information about the prospect, and it will also ensure that we are asking all the right questions, such as what's their first and last name, where they're currently living, what floor plan they're interested in, and when they're looking to move in. It is also important to ask every prospect how they heard about us, because this is what our marketing director will use, and this is where all of the efforts will go into getting new prospects in the door. Once you have gotten all of your prospects' information, the first thing to do is ask for an ID. We will always ask for an ID so that in case anything happens on the tour, you will know who the person was. Once you have asked for the ID, you will then get ready to start your tour. The first thing that you want to do for your tour should always begin with your amenities, such as your pool area, your fitness center, or the hot tub. After you have showed the prospect your amenities, the next thing you want to do is take them either on a scenic walk or a ride on the golf cart to the units that you have opened for that morning. If it is all possible, you want to try and show them the unit that they would actually be living in, if that unit is available. If not, then you are more than welcome to just show them one of the model units. After you have shown the unit, you want to make sure that you point out all the good aspects of the unit on the inside, such as if there's extra storage space, if there's extra cabinet space in the kitchen, or if there's a walk-in closet. Typically, residents usually go for the walk-in closets. Once you have finished with this, you will then ask the prospect if there is any other questions that you can answer for them, or if they had any questions or concerns in regards to the property. Once you have done this, you will then head back to the office to be able to return the prospect's ID. Now, here comes the challenging part. After you have gotten back to the office, you then want to sit down with your prospect and try and help qualify them. What I mean by this is you want to then start asking questions such as, what does your credit score look like? What does your background history look like? And what does your rental history look like? Once you have asked all these questions, you will then let them know what our policy, for example, our policy at the property that I currently work for is that we look for a 650 credit score and an income that qualifies for 3 times the amount of the rent each month. So say for instance, if the rent for that unit was $699, then that prospect will need to make 3 times that amount in order to be able to sufficiently qualify on their own. Once you have went over all of that information, if they aren't able to qualify on their own, you will then need to go over what the guarantor information is. The guarantor is the same thing as a cosigner, and the cosigner will then need to make 4 times the amount of the rent each month and still have a credit score of around 650 or better. And this is the only way to be able to qualify the residents. After you have gotten all the information that you needed from the resident, such as if they can qualify on their own, what their income information is, and proof of that income, you will then insert all their information into one site, which is the screenshot that I have here. You will enter their first name, which is highlighted in red. You will enter their last name, and you will always make sure that you enter the phone number and the email address. From this, I will then take you guys to the next step. Here, this is a screenshot of the employment information. So one thing that you want to ensure is that all the employment information is accurate and up to date. You will put the employer's address, how much the prospect makes at that job, their job title, and you will also want to make sure that you get the contact information for the supervisor as well as any other person that's in management that can verify the income amount for this prospect. As you can see, listed above, you have all of your tabs such as the demographics. In the demographics, you will enter things such as their social, their date of birth, or their driver's license number. All of the tabs are easily accessible at the top of the screen, and they will allow you to be able to easily insert the information for the prospect as well as the guarantor. This screen here will allow you to look at the summary, which is if you need to add a new person, such as the guarantor, after you've already entered the applicant. You can use this summary page to be able to easily access the button to be able to add that new prospect. Also, you have the ability to see the ledger, miscellaneous, and anything under miscellaneous will be things such as vehicle information, assignable items such as laundry cards, or pet information such as a dog or a cat. The other buttons will allow you to look at recent activity and any additional things such as screening the applicant. Finally, we are at the last page. The last thing that you want to do is to be able to either approve or decline the applicant. Once you get to this screen, there's several options for you to choose from. You can check and see what the background history came back, their rental history, their check writing history, and many other things. Once you click on both the prospect and the guarantor and accurately review their information, if your property requires you to allow your property manager to look at it before you approve it, you will get permission from her. Or if they put the power in your hand to be able to approve or decline them on your own. For my property, we do have to get approval through our manager, and we ensure that there is no felonies on the record. And if there is a misdemeanor, it depends on what type of misdemeanor in order for us to approve them. And it could always vary depending on what property it is that you're working at. Once you have done this, you will then go to Final Decision, and you will hit either Approve or Decline. So I have sufficiently showed you every step to be able to become a leasing agent, or if you want to go into some form of real estate. If you guys have any questions, you could feel free to shoot me an email, or if you're even looking for a job in the leasing field,